und dann wird den Juden das freche Lügenmaul gestopft werden.
إيتفنا في قتالكم أننا سنبيدكم على بكرة أبيكم ولن نبقي منكم أحدا.
We should go and burn all the copies of their Talmud. But he was infuriated about the Talmud. Of course, today, the Jews consider him a great anti-Semite.
All right, now we're going to watch another one of little Andersnake's little goons, his little buddies, as he basically says that God has not blessed America since the founding of Israel. Let's watch this.
You know, people will say, well, we've got to support Israel if we want God's blessing on ourselves. If we want God's blessing on our church, if we want God's blessing on our nation, we must support a physical Israel. Well, if you just count back the last 66, 67 years of American history, do you find the blessing of God on our country? Did we have legalized abortion back in the 1940s? No, it's come since then. What was our debt in the 1940s versus today? What were we like then compared to what we are now? You can't convince me that the blessings of God have fallen on this country because of a quote-unquote promise to support a physical group of people somehow correlates to blessings from God.
Well, I find that very interesting. So in other words, if you support Israel, then you'll have absolutely no problems at all in your nation. Okay, again, doesn't know the Bible. Who was the most blessed king as far as wealth and power and fame and everything else? Who was the most blessed king in the entire Bible? King Solomon. You know, I mean, it's very obvious. I mean, he had more money, he had more power, he had more women, everything, and yet he fell apart at the end of his life. You see? But according to this little preacher here, he's, you know, saying that if God was really blessing our nation, we wouldn't have things like abortion, we wouldn't have a national debt. Okay. And I find it rather ironic that, oh, God's not blessing our nation. No, you look fairly blessed there, buddy. You know, nice chubby cheeks and everything. It looks like you're eating well. Looks like you have a nice new clothes on and everything else. I'd say that's God's blessing. You know, does America have its problems? Sure, absolutely. But you know what? We all have food in our stomachs. We all have clothing on our backs. We are not being tortured by the Catholics like people are in other countries. Yeah, I'd say that America has been blessed very well, actually, since the 1940s. You go back before the 1940s with the Great Depression and a lot of the things and stuff, people struggled, you know, and since 1948, America has been blessed very, very well. Most of us think that times are hard if we have electricity go out or something like that, or if we, you know, can't pay a bill or something. You know, we've been blessed tremendously in this country. So again, what a liar. Ungrateful on top of the whole thing. The Bible says, in everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning you. You know, where's the thankfulness for what God has done for our nation? And again, these devils are trying to get more and more people to turn against Israel. And it's funny because every time you do, every time this happens, more evil comes upon our nation. And I've showed that in my one study. You know, you look at the correlation between natural disasters and all kinds of bad things. It's when our government starts to go against Israel. Starts to tell them you have to give up land. You know, proven. Absolutely proven. So again, ridiculous nonsense.